Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
The bottom line is it is the sweeping victory for Donald Trump that was expected on this issue of disqualification. However, the court did not do what Donald Trump asked, which was to clear him of insurrection. His brief to the U.S. Supreme Court said, Supreme Court, rule I am not an insurrectionist, that I engaged in peaceful behavior on January 6th. The court did pointedly, nowhere in my quick skim so far, and it's only been a few minutes, did the court accept any of that. They rather ruled on a more technical ground.
Got back to me.
This makes my brain hurt. This whole, because it broke yesterday during the show, and we were like,
right before your announcement.
Right.
Yes, right.
It C-blocked
my
you.
big sexy
it
liberal
totally
announcement.
C-blocked you.
Bitches. And by that, I mean the men on the court.
Exactly.
Jody and I have already had a boys are dumb, let's throw rocks at them.
And they smell
I'm
funny.
ducking.
You were gone. I said, oh, I'm glad he's gone.
I was genuselling.
I know.
Yes, you were.
You were
And look at that mug. Look at that mug. He's
Yeah.
so
You're man
pretty.
enough to admit you moisturize, and you would have ruled the right way.
He would have.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm the right-wing tool of the show. I don't know if I would have.
No, but we were saying it is much more layered and complicated than yesterday when we went, oh, it's unanimous and what the
Right.
And I got a great letter. Someone's like, he's like, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a social studies teacher, but this doesn't and sure enough, all the legal experts I watched all day, and we'll talk to Barb, said the same thing, that this is okay. First of all, as you were saying, Amy, well, you can't say exactly what you said about Amy Coney Barrett.
I said she was a little
She put the
C-wordy.
C in
She was a little Tuesday.
Coney, as in Coney
Yeah.
Barrett.
And we'll see her today.
It was patricending her. First of all, why is she putting out a political statement?
Right.
Like, there, calm down. Oh, you liberals, everything's fine. I mean, okay. And I get that, Neal, Katyal, others were saying, I mean, Trump didn't get what he wanted, as George Conway just said. He is still an insurrectionist. And by the way, Richard Painter said, the court has held it's the task of Congress, not the states, to enforce the insurrection clause of the 14th Amendment. In 2021, the House voted 232 to 197, charging Donald Trump with incitement of insurrection. The Senate voted 57-43. He was guilty. What else should they do? I feel like it's an acid flat. Like we've already done this. He's already been ruled an insurrection, and they're like, well, we just have to vote. We did that. This was him trying to overthrow that vote. I mean, it's okay.
And this also applies to senators and representatives, anybody holding federal
first
office.
Of all, I'm like, really? Oh, so the Congress full of Trump-loving, Trump-sucking insurrectionists themselves, they're going to vote? Oh, my God. I'm sure, okay. They were involved in the insurrection, and it's the most dysfunctional branch of government. Oh, really? The Congress is supposed to do something about this? Yes, Chris, I'm sorry, I'm yelling.
No,
I apologize. Am I pinning the levels?
No, I'm writing the levels very, very, very well.
But I apologize because I am both yelling and spitting on you.
You are.
Go ahead.
Devil's advocate here.
Yes. Oh, no.
Okay. What if a judge in Texas...
Hello, ointment, fly. Yes.
What if a judge in Texas said that, just arbitrarily says...
Jody knows.
That Biden did something illegal, and Texas ruled that Biden should be kept off of...
No, I get that part of the ruling. Okay, Jody already knows this because she's the smartest girl in class, but I get that part of
Why
the
should
ruling,
Texas
that this is the
decide-
purview of the states, but they wrote new law here that's not in the Constitution. Go ahead, Jody, sorry.
They basically said that courts cannot decide this. That was their ruling. Even if you were convicted as an insurrectionist, you can still be on a ballot and run for federal
Why
office.
did they? It's like the liberals said. Why do they go further than they were
They didn't
required?
need to go that far.
Right.
They Glenn
They
Kirshner.
shouldn't have gone
So
that
no, it can't be adjudicated anymore. It's up to Congress to do something that they don't have to do in other parts of the 14th Amendment. That's in some of these.
Right.
Raskin says
But
it.
they know damn well that this Congress is not. Okay.
That's why we have to vote them all out.
Yeah,
So
watch
January
a future
3rd.
Republican Congress going, oh, Biden, was eating ice cream on election day, so that was like an insurrection, so he's off. So we're going to rule that he's out. I mean,
Quite honestly, that could happen.
okay.
And that's what the Supreme Court is allowing.
But that's
versus
what I
the
mean. This is
judicial
why.
system.
Right.
What the actual. That's what I'm asking Barb. I'm just going to let her talk. what the actual.
She has a book out.
I know. We've talked to her about it before. It's could not be more important right now.
It's about
disinformation.
disinformation.
Thank you. Anyway, Glenn Kirshner said, so the Supreme Court has killed the insurrection clause by turning it over to Congress. If the do-nothing Congress does nothing, then insurrectionists will be permitted to serve openly and freely in federal office. The Supreme Court dismantling of our democracy is disgusting. I mean, that was, again, not a lawyer, my first take.
Yeah.
I was just like, what
Too
the...
far.
Yeah. David K. Johnson said SCOTUS on the 14th Amendment, third A3, was unanimous, but Kagan, Sotomayor, and Brown said the majority went way beyond to protect Trump, inventing new law with no basis in our Constitution. Thank you. The rebuke is written to show the majority as activist, rejecting understanding principles for political purposes. Okay. It was mansplaining, as someone said. Yeah. Tristan Snell, our other legal lad, said the 4 women on the Supreme Court interpreted the plain language of the 14th Amendment. The 5 men on the court made up language that isn't actually there, pretending that Congress must, quote unquote, pass legislation for disqualification to occur. They're mansplaining the Constitution.
Did they cite previous case law
No.
that points to that?
No.
No,
This
not
is
at all.
new law. This is brand new law. It's brand new.
Okay. All right. This is,
You know,
by the way,
Repub-
this is the tweet I was looking for yesterday that just stuff that is out of the norm, that you think you're taking crazy pills, even if you're not a lawyer. This Fani Willis thing, like I kept saying, I've never seen this before, that the defense gets to prosecute the prosecutor on TV. Right? And then
It should have been a behind closed doors hearing.
Tristan Snell said in 99.99999% of cases, the Fani Willis issue would have been handled by the judge in chambers during a lunch break. Right? They would have found out, what do you got? Oh, this guy. Do you have any evidence? No, I'm just gossiping. I'm just speculating. Done. Okay, let's go to lunch. No.
She says no.
No, we're going forward. Judge McAfee opened the door, let the clown car take over his courtroom, and the mainstream media fell for it and keeps broadcasting it. Total travesty. On top of it, he had to know this was going to be completely salacious, and he lets it go. Puts it on TV.
Kind of reminds me of Judge Ito. You know, Judge Ito loved
he was a mess.
Yeah, he loved the spotlight.
He
and
was a mess.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry, Chris. Were you saying something?
Not really.
Okay.
No, nothing important.
Jamie.
Amy Coney Island is a
We're
Coney.
going to
She
see
put
her
the C
today.
in Coney. She put the C word in Coney
Tessa.
Island. God bless
It's
Jamie
Tuesday.
Raskin. He argued the U.S. Supreme Court passed the buck Monday by ruling it's up to Congress to enforce the 14th Amendment that would ban. I swear to God. Thank you, whoever, that tweet I read that someone already pointed out. They already did.
I know. Yes.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing I Want to Punch Him, which Nancy Pelosi said on January 6th, because we learned yesterday that Nancy Pelosi saved our democracy single-handedly.
Pretty much.
Cindy Powell said on tape, we didn't think Nancy Pelosi would reconvene Congress. And we were going to go to Alito and get away with this. That meddling kid, Pelosi, that meddling kid, they would have gotten away with
Yeah,
it.
she's such a kid.
She and Velma. It was she and Velma that did it.
Uh-huh.
And Scooby.
And Old Man Withers.
An old man with exactly.
So he said House Democrats plan to do just that. He's leading the effort to bring the 14th Amendment to the House floor. He said the court didn't exactly disagree with it. They just said they're not the ones to figure it out. Well, you know, this Republican Congress has gotten anything done. Do you really think they're going to get something done that upholds our democracy
Not right
and
now.
brings Donald
No.
Trump to justice?
They're not going to get anything
Next
done
term.
before the... Yeah. Not before the
They should
election.
have done it years ago, but
I have some Raskins, don't I?
You do.
Sounded like
9
I said I
through
have
12.
a rash, but I don't. Oh, 9, please. Thank you.
9. Okay,
Yes.
here we go.
Listen to something that you told me in August.
We've been saying all along that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment presents a clear and unequivocal statement that anyone who has sworn an oath of office, and by the way, not just a president, but members of Congress and others who hold federal office, who engage in insurrection or rebellion, having sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic, can never serve again in federal or state office. Donald Trump is disqualified.
Yeah, this is a fantastic plan to have the people that also engage in the insurrection with him rule whether insurrectionists can serve in public. See, that's what's funny, Chris, because they're running around free, even though they engaged in the insurrection. So they're certainly, okay. It'd be like Columbo putting the murderers in charge of the,
one more thing.
investigation. One more thing. And then he puts the murderers in charge of the investigation.
Didn't Columbo go off the air in the early 70s?
Yes, why?
She's seen it in reruns
One more thing now.
on Me
Okay.
TV
Okay.
because she's young.
Yeah.
I think that's an impression just tilting my head.
He had the one good eye.
He did have one
True.
good eye.
He only had.
One good eye.
And a rumpled trench coat.
Let's continue.
So, Congressman, now that you've read the Supreme Court decision, which effectively says that they don't agree with that argument, what's your response?
Well, the court didn't exactly disagree with it. They just said that they're not the ones to figure it out. It's not going to be a matter for judicial resolution under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, but it's up to Congress to enforce it. I disagree with that interpretation just because the other parts of the 14th Amendment are self-executing.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more.
People can go to court and say that something violates equal protection, even if there's not a federal statute that allows them to do that. But in any event, the Supreme Court punted and said it's up to Congress to act. And so I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Thank you. Our legal analyst, Rude Pundit.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loves that
Noted
title.
legal mind.
I like
Rude
his
Pundit.
legal analysis because it has lots of F-bombs.
Well,
It's super dirty. He said yes, but he's super smart.
that,
Yes.
that just means Amy Coney Barrett isn't trying hard enough.
Exactly.
Yes, the decision on Colorado was 9-0, but the expansive reasoning is not unanimous. Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson, the majority, quote, simply creates a special rule for the insurrection disability in Section 3. The majority attempts to insulate all alleged insurrectionists from future challenges to their holding federal office. They effing well went out of their way to insulate Trump.
They did.
What's his name? Chuck Rosenberg, maybe the only he's maybe the only happy clappy legal expert. Except for, I've just made myself a legal expert.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
He still thinks J6 could go to trial before.
I do too.
I mean, maybe you're. I think it depends on like how blatant the Supreme Court wants to be, because he was talking about the amount of time they ruled on this. If they're being consistent, you get the ruling by June at the latest, and blah blah blah. But if they're going to be that egregious and just go, oh yeah, maybe next term we'll get to that, then
Then Joe Biden can declare himself
yeah.
president for life.
By the way, happy Super Tuesday. We're super. Thanks for asking.
We are
The
super.
Republicans are about to nominate a lifelong rapist, fraud. What else? Did I miss any? Who tried to overthrow the government and stole our nuclear secrets. Mm-hmm. And is also, did I mention a rapist?
A little bit.
Adjudicated a rapist. Super America. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Considered I couldn't be better, I must say. I'm feeling super, and nothing bugs me. Everything is super when you're, don't you think I look cute?
By the
in
way,
this hat?
if I'm not the only one, like feeling like I'm having an acid flashback, like Congress already ruled him an insurrectionist and we already voted him out in huge numbers, guess what else is coming back around is if he becomes the nominee, like, pretty much today, guess what he gets? Security briefings. So that means he's going
Can't we
to
stop
steal.
that?
He's going to steal and sell nuclear secrets again. So it'll be like a Flintstone background of crimes that will just be we'll be like, wait, didn't he? These, you know what?
I would give him
these
fake
trials are going to
stuff.
be like the Nuremberg trials when we actually put him on. It's going to go on for years. We're going to vote him out first, and then these trials are going to go on for years because he's going to keep committing the same crimes.
I would give him fake briefings to see what he shares.
Who's going to play the role of your dad?
Listen, that's not. We're in
George
a different.
Clooney.
These are different Nazis.
Oh,
Different era,
okay.
different Nazis.
Got it. Okay.
George Clooney will play Bill Miller.
So it won't be at Nuremberg. It'll be at Pittsburgh.
there you go. It's a burg.
Sherry Jacobus, among others, said on Twitter, Trump needs money and needs to sell more of our national security secrets. His stash is getting outdated. Once he wins the primary, he gets regular national security briefings. This is hard currency for him.